Come in. We got a dynamic workshops today. We're going to start off with Rashard from Detroit Class Act Detroit, music production program that's here in Detroit. Me and Brother Rashard have worked together on a couple of programs. I remember he came, I think it was 2017 or 16 to the first DMAX that we was having here at Dime. And we'd like to thank Dime for having us here once again, for our second day. We'd like to thank Ableton for the generous donation of push to pads that we have. Excellent. We'd like to thank Splice and Melodics for their support. We have a phenomenal demonstration with Splice tonight. We have Des Andres with an MPC breakdown, so we're going to have a very good time tonight. So without further ado, we're going to get into the first master class, and that's with Brother Rashard, Class Act Detroit, Melodics.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. What up, though? What up, though? Man, let me say this before we even get started. He mentioned I came, was it 2017?
2016, 2017. Yeah.
So check, they used to do these giveaways, right, the raffles. And I was here, wasn't even teaching. We got a machine micro, right? When we entered into the raffle. That's one of the very first MIDI controllers my nonprofit used, right? At this point, we've served 300 plus kids around the city, man, for free, right? Had residencies in multiple different places, but that same machine micro came with us, right? Even now to the partnerships with Ableton and everybody else, right? So I gotta show love, because that's why every time you ask me, I'm like, bro, come on, because that was a seed into what we do to our ministry. You feel me? So always gotta show that love. And here we are, and we just bought our first building 2 months ago. So, right. So I appreciate you. Look. I appreciate you. Look, give you your flowers while you're here. But look, we're here for Melodics, man. So Melodics is also one of our first partners. And, if you go to the website, actually, this is our website. Can you all see that? Class A Detroit. But if you go to the Melodics page for parents, you're going to see some of my shorties, man. You don't see the machine micro that we have, but we had these Akai and PKs, and these are some of the young ladies that was on our community step team and in our production program. And this is actually the house where we started, man. So Melodics has been around as long as we've, been working with Ron and doing stuff around the city. But one of the reasons I'm showing you this is it's super advanced, right? It's intuitive enough for, scholars in kinder and first. But last time I checked, I don't see any of those, that age range here, right? I'm seeing a lot of pros, people that's been doing it 20, 30 years, 15 years. And I'm only showing you this because, Melodics is a great tool to take you from zero to hero. Simple as that. Doesn't matter what platform you use, doesn't matter your DAW, right? You're able to learn a variety of different instruments and literally go from zero to hero. And I'm gonna just show a few videos, man, and kind of get you all started with that. I get some more volume. Right, so for those who know, I know it's somebody in here who knows because it's the homie. But that's Tall Black Guy. That's not Tall Black Guy. The song was a remix of Tall Black Guy's song, and if you know, Detroiter, fellow Detroiter. So, Jay Black is a beast. Tall Black Guy is definitely a beast and a homegrown hero here. Obviously, he's using a MIDI controller, right? You're also able to learn keyboard with Melodics.
Melodics is an app that is transforming how music producers learn to play the keyboard. By playing, not studying. Become a better producer. Learn to play chords and bass lines of the genres you love. Bring what you've learned into your own tracks. Get melodies out of your head and into your productions. Join 100,000 music producers who are learning with Melodics.
What is Melodics?
So I'm gonna just show a few more. So if you thought that was it, you could also learn electronic drum kits, like actual drums, right? E-drums. So when I say 0 to hero, I really mean that, right? So he is using the drums. What it's doing is it's going through the app, and it's allowing you to, and I'm actually going to demonstrate it in real time for you. But what it's doing is you're able to actually learn, whether you've taken music courses or not, you're able to actually, right, the barrier to entry is super low now. So you're actually able to learn chords through your keyboard using this app. You're actually able to learn the Tall Black Guy lesson I just showed you there, which was a remix by Jay Black, right? You're actually able to jump right in. And that's the beauty of it. That's why I started with showing you kids, they're not that young anymore, right? But at 6, 7, 8 years old, being able to do everything that you're seeing right now, right? Simple as that. I'm not just a regular cat. That would be a lie. But, I say what I'm saying to say anybody can do it. The barrier to entry is now 0. And Melodics is one of those things that's helping people in our city, even kids in our city, right, step their game up musically. So, but let's get into it. So this is actually one of my favorite lessons, and it's one of the favorite lessons for a lot of kids in my program. We're gonna go over this one today. Can I get a little bit more volume? I don't mean to keep doing it. Appreciate you. Bam. So right off bat, if you can't see it right now, I have a push unit in front of me. I could easily put a machine micro here. I could put any MIDI controller that's on the market right now. And off rip, as soon as I plug it in, what's going on? As soon as I plug it in, you're gonna see the layout. Now, if you have an aftermarket MIDI controller, that's cool too. All you would do, jump over here to settings, map your instrument, choose your orientation, you're good as gold. You would go through it. I don't have to do that, but obviously for this one, I will click 8x8. I click a pad, and then I'll keep going, right? I'll program each pad, MIDI map each pad. But we don't have to do that because Ableton is A1, so we just jump right into the lesson. First thing I tell my students, right, no matter their age, first thing we do is we put our hands up. Already you can see the first step, we're using what finger? Left index finger, right? So on top of everything that I said, as far as, from a training standpoint, you're also building up your dexterity in all your fingers, right? When you move to the keyboard lessons, same thing. You're focused on specific skills that master musicians already have been doing, right? Through their scales, and you're going through it, but now you have the feedback from a game-based app, right? So it's better than just, say, practicing your scales for hours in a room, which is great, but now you have direct feedback, and you're able to do it in a game-based way, and it has things like feedback as you're doing it, and then awards and things, which you'll see in just a second, but already we're using our left index finger. So practice holding down. Boom. There you go. Let's jump into it. And also, I'll probably mess up on purpose just so you can see what I'm talking about is that feedback. So I'm on beat, I'm getting it. But if I miss one, it's kind of hard for me to do it because I done did this so many times. I start missing them. You start getting that immediate feedback, right? So those are wrong, boom. At the end, I get a score. I had 24 perfects. What do I need to improve? My misplayed, I have 11. Was I late? Nope, 24th streak with the graph, right? Off rip. What were we gonna say, sis?
So you create like a couple of beats and then it picks up from there?
So it's tracking what you're doing in real time. Yep. So
And it repeats it?
do you mean it'll keep looping?
Yes, like when we saw the green.
Uh-huh. So it's tracking all the correct notes that I hit. So if I was late, it'll turn purple. If I'm early, it'll be yellow. So I'm able to keep practicing this until I have it down pat and can do it with my eyes closed, which I can do, but I'm not about to do that right now. But typically that's what I do. Like in the classroom, I show them, it's doable, right? Practice makes permanent, right? Not perfect, permanent. You do something enough times, nobody can take it out of your head. So let's do it one more time this time. But to your point about it kind of looping back, I'll show you this. You click that listen back feature, that's what I just did. So now you're able to watch your progress, right? And that's why I say even with your eyes closed, I don't even need this screen. I could just look here and use my ears, which is what real musicians are doing, right? That's the superpower is your ears. Then these are the ones I purposely missed. And in real time, I can see what I missed, those last few measures.
But you created all those beats.
Did I create those beats? No, ma'am. So thankfully, Melodics is dope. They believe in partnerships. And they partner with artists from all over the world. But they definitely have a lot of love for our city and fiddlers on here. I showed you Tall Black Guy already. I can get into more, right? We're representing Midwest, period, but especially Detroit. But it's also other genres. So this just so happens to be a song that I love to teach with. But if I was to jump out of this real quick, because we can come back to this, right? We go over here. I'm doing free lessons because these are ones that will be available to people at home or to anybody that's here. But say, for instance, somebody wants to name their favorite genre from me. Somebody give me house music. I love it. It's only right. Y'all help me out. It's a little bit small on my screen. See, there we go, house. Boom. Let's go with this one right here. This is a good one. Right? So step 1 and 4, it has 4 steps to this beat. We break it down. Once again, my left index fingers are what I'm using. Start with the bass playing straight, 4th notes. The drums will be on autoplay for the entire lesson. So here we go. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So already jump in like that. So you could learn this lesson right now. I would have you come up, but I know we pressed on time. But there we go. As we move on, rest on the 4th. So this would be on the 4th beat. So once you master step 1, you move on to step 2, so on and so forth. And then you see by the end, started with the quarter notes, the bass on the quarter notes, and then we built up to the full beat. Does that make sense? For sure. Straight. Let's do another one. As you can see, you mentioned about the different partnerships, or I mentioned partnerships, but you asked about the different lessons. Right here, we had the legendary DJ Jazzy Jeff. Right, exclusive samples, exclusive lessons. Sometimes you even have popular songs. So Jeremy Toy is one of the main, along with Roddy, people who are creating these lessons. But the beautiful thing is you have real life songs on here as well. So your favorite song might be on here. You're able to learn it. Using E-drums, using MIDI controllers, using the keys. You're able to learn the actual parts, your favorite parts to your songs. How are we looking on time? For sure. I'm gonna go through one real quick, and then I want to get everybody that's here. Let's get you on the computer real quick so you can get a hands-on experience. Could I get another genre? Can somebody just give me a genre?
Lounge.
Lounge.
How about jazz?
Jazz. I'm with it. I'm with it. She read your mind. Boom. Say, Dez, you could have came up here for this one, for jazz. Well, you could do anything, but Stro Elliott, one of my favorite producers, period, right? He has some of his actual tracks on here, right? Some of his most popular songs are on here. You're able to learn them. You can see that this one is at a grade 9. So I wouldn't probably suggest doing that one. We're going to probably do the one that I showed first. 9 of difficulty. Exactly. I don't want to do y'all like that. Ron wanted to do an Afro beat. We could have did it. Y'all would have never touched Melodics again, though. If you did that, you'd have been mad, right? So you can see it's walking you through the entire composition, and that's what you want, and giving you feedback. So it's almost like you got a coach, right? Massaging your shoulders and saying, hey, keep at it, keep doing it, right? And you're able to see your progress. But I'm gonna go back to the original lesson that I did, because that's the one I want you all to try. And it's a free one that you can do and download at home as well. So let's do that. Jump into Weird Laugh, all right? I'm gonna go through it one time. Actually, let's not do that one. That one would be a little hard for y'all. Let's do the one before that. So we're gonna go to Weird Laugh and we're gonna go to grade 2, right? I'm gonna go through it one time, then y'all gonna try it out. Boom. All right, let's see how I do. Boom. Thank you. Thank you for some love. Thank you for some love. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I was sweating, you know what I'm saying? But as you can see there, right, it tells me I'm perfect. Hot damn, you're on fire. And it gives you that little boost of motivation. So, you know, this is also loosely based on, for those that have read it, The Talent Code. It's a book called The Talent Code. And it studies, you know, successful people all around the world. From the San Antonio Spurs to jewel thieves and so on and so forth. And what it does is it's showing what makes them great. You know, why are football players in Brazil so great? Is it just because of poverty? Is it just because of this? No, it's like, it's a certain way that you practice. Practice makes permanent, you know, and that's why me and my organization use this time and time again, especially for kids, because, you know, that's true. Practice makes permanent. You got to do it, and you have to fall in love with it. And next thing you know is just, it becomes permanent. So, yeah. Let's get into it, yeah. Let's get into it.
I got a question.
Talk to me, bro.
Doing this, do you have to two legs straight, or can you do whatever pattern you want as long as it's on beat?
Good question. So, if I was to go to this same one,
Or do you have to go to an advanced level if you want to do something a little more
yeah.
polyrhythmic or something?
See, of course you would ask that question. Of course. So, what you would do is you could just go to practice mode, right? Turn this metronome off and do whatever it is that you want to do. But if you're doing the lesson, it's gonna judge you based on that lesson. But if you just want to make something new, make something funky and fresh, right, I could just mess around with it. And at the same time, you know, you can set up the record feature to actually record what you did. So this is a cool way too, if you want to get an idea out and use these premium samples or even sounds from your favorite artists. Like for me, for Stro Elliott, I would go straight there and use those samples. but then you would be able to remix it, do something more polyrhythmic, which of course, all the people, you would ask that, because that's you. You the king of that. But does this make sense, y'all? Cool. I delivered it straight, but to be real with you, this excites me. This is a blessing, man, because like I said, this is a program that we've used to serve over 300 kids in the city, right? And give them that confidence, because a lot of kids, you know, I know me personally, I didn't have access to this. I wanted one of these right here. If you can see it, it's an MPC 2000, right? I wanted one, couldn't do it. Wanted to DJ, didn't have a vinyl collection or some techniques, right? Couldn't do it. So as soon as I got on, I made sure that wouldn't be the case for kids in our city, you know what I'm saying? Because I know what I always wanted to do. And the fact that we've been able to do it with this program, with a beat machine that this cat right here that I got in the raffle, that helped start it. Of course, we did some other stuff, and we were doing some stuff, but I got to give flowers where it's at. And this program and that beat machine come together, and you know what I'm saying? There you go. So, yeah. That's it, though, for me. I just want y'all to try it out. And like I said, this is one of the free lessons. So even if you go home and download the program, you'll be able to do this.
Let's give it up for Brother Rashard.
Hey.
And one of the amazing things that I saw with the Melodics, I went to the Loop conference in LA, and one of the middle school instructors for a music program said that this was one of the most innovative programs that he had used in a classroom, because the children are more engaged, more focused, because it come in a game type platform. With that, repetition always builds muscle memory. So when you have something as interactive as Melodics, using with a MIDI controller, and I like to give a big shout out to Native Instruments, because they gave us a bunch of MIDI controllers also to incorporate with Melodics. You don't have to use that controller just with Tractor or Machina, but it can actually plug in seamlessly with the software. If you have something that's not MIDI mapped, you can MIDI map it and go for it. I think this is a good tool to teach children music. They learn in chords, they learn how to place melodies. They know when they go to a DAW how to draw in the notes, because once you start learning the patterns, it's remembering patterns. And from those patterns, they can go ahead and augment and change up and come up with something totally customizable for them and their sound. So, you know, we have, yes, ma'am. Yes. So we have computers set up with push 2 units with the program that he was showing on the actual demonstration. Feel free to go try out the software, and we got some things from Melodics, so you can go home and try it yourself. So we're gonna take this time out. Thank you once again. We had this portion with Class Act Detroit. We're gonna go into the Melodics. We're gonna go into some more commercials. Yes. Any questions?
I want to add one thing.
Yes.
You know, the really great thing about this program is that, you know, the children, anybody who is using this application, they are learning sometimes without realizing that they're learning, because it's such a fun interface. You know, the first time I ever put my hands on it, I was wilding out for hours. Didn't even realize how much time I was on there. You know, it's just that engaging, and they just love it.
And that was our communication director, Dr. Paula Marks. She is the backbone of Spin Inc. Without her, I would be lost with a lot of stuff that I worked towards organizing and putting together for Spin Inc. So I really thank you, Dr. Marks. You have been a great asset to Spin Inc. since you joined. I think you joined in 2016. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We got Brother Haru. Yuri House is in the building. Superbooks. This is the other part of Spin Inc. This is my tech. Anytime I run into problems or anything,